Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be drawing Luffy from One Piece. And first thing we're going to do is start off with a pretty simple, sketchy circle. Does not have to be 100% perfect. And the next thing we're going to do is jump right in with the side of his face from the circle that we just made. So we're going to bring this part down after making that small little short line up near the circle. Right here is going to be his chin, obviously. We're going to bring that up and make sure they are, for the most part, even with the sides of the face, and then finish by continuing up on the side of his face. Next, we're going to draw in his ears. And I wanted to just kind of disclose that they kind of look lopsided. They aren't really lopsided, but I do end up kind of fixing it. Just wanted to clarify that as well. Alrighty, and then the next part is everyone's favorite, which is the guidelines. Normally I don't use these, but for this I thought it would be a good idea to. We're going to put one right down directly in the middle, and then one across his face. Then we're going to start with his eye, and I kind of changed his shape of his eye just a little bit. It's not too noticeable, but it's basically just a simple curve. I started to darken it a little bit as well. Then I went right in with his iris, which is just a plain circle. There is really not much detail to this guy's eyes, I will say. And then of course the bottom part of his eye. Then we're going to start with his nose, which is also pretty simple, nothing too out of the ordinary. Also want to add his little nostril. And then his mouth I put at the very bottom of that sketchy circle that we did. So if that helps you, I would definitely recommend using that. But it's just a basic smile, nothing too fancy there either. And then his scar, I believe is what this is. I'm pretty sure it looks like a scar. But yeah, it's just a little line with two lines across it. His eyebrows are also pretty simple. They're just pointing down. You don't even have to add like a little tail at the end. And then the next part will be his other eye, which I pretty much did with the first one. Now, I do want to say, if I do happen to go too fast in this tutorial, you are more than welcome to like pause it, even slow it down if that helps you. But for this, like I said, I'm pretty much just doing what I did with the first eye, except on the other side. And the same goes for his eyebrow. They're just kind of pointing down. Again, nothing too difficult, I would say. But the next thing I like to do is start with the hair. And as you can probably tell, especially if you have been subscribed to me for a while, I tend to kind of go all over the place, so I don't really stick to one area. But yeah, we're going to put in some of his bangs. And because he is wearing that hat of his, obviously the top of his head will not be visible. But yeah, just a few bangs, spread everywhere. I noticed that a few of them kind of cover one of his ears, if not both. I'm not fully sure, but you can definitely keep that in mind. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's the ear over here. So it kind of overlaps it. And then I wanted to also start with his neck. As you can see, I'm kind of going everywhere. Okay, and then the next part that we're doing here is just filling in his eyes and shading them. There is absolutely no detail to his eyes, so it's pretty simple and straightforward, I would say. A lot more than some of the eyes that I've done before. And the next thing that we're doing is starting to draw in his hat. And I sort of used that circle from before, that guideline. I noticed it came in handy a few times, like with his mouth, obviously putting in his face shape, and then a little bit of his hat. So definitely came in handy. I also want to warn you ahead of time, this hat does not turn out accurate or perfect. Just please go easy on me. This is my first time drawing Luffy, and I have noticed that hats are not my strong suit. As you can see, I start to make changes to it. So again, just please go easy on me. We are all here to make mistakes, and that's what erasers are for. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to be doing is bringing down his shoulders and a little bit of his clothes. This is not a full body or a half body, anything like that. If you would like to see one, I always like to let everyone know. You are more than welcome to comment down below. I will definitely consider doing that. But yeah, we're just drawing in some of his clothes and his collarbone. There is going to be a scar on his chest. I do not get it perfect. It's probably not fully accurate. It's also probably a little bit lopsided, so don't beat yourself up if yours is not perfect either. So yeah, that pretty much about does it for the actual drawing portion of this video. In the next part, I just go ahead and start inking over the drawing, which I'm going to cut some of that out probably because realistically, nobody wants to sit here and watch someone ink over a drawing. It doesn't take me, incredibly too long, but it still takes a few minutes. So there are going to be some parts of this that I'm going to like speed up at least. In the meantime, I wanted to just say a few things if anyone is still watching at this point. If you're interested in supporting me, whether it's monthly or just like a one-time thing, I do have both a Ko-fi and a Patreon. And of course, I do have social medias where I post my fan art, my original art, things like that. I'm going to link everything down in the description and at the very top of the comments like I usually do with every video. But I want to give a huge shout out to, I hope it's pronounced Reith, I'm not sure, but he has been a very loyal patron. He has been with me for a few months now. I'm not really sure how long, but I just wanted to give a huge shout out to him. If you would like to support me, like I said, on Patreon or Ko-fi, there are many different types of like benefits. You can have monthly commissions, a YouTube shout out. You can even have like behind the scene photos, some NSFW if you're interested in that as well. So yeah, everything is linked in the description and at the top of the comments.